Hey guys, quick review on this 2026 Nissan Frontier Pro-4X. I've had it for about a week now and put about 500 miles on it. I wanted to give a couple things that I liked and a couple things that I didn't like. Starting off on the inside here, this is a nighttime and it's pretty dark in here. There's not much light for a newer vehicle. A lot of newer vehicles have accent and ambient lighting. Not that this is what you buy it for, but it would be nice to have. Number two, when I go to start the vehicle, this is your positioning, especially in the dark, and you go to reach around the side of the car, and if you see through the steering wheel there, that button is the auto start stop button, and your hand automatically goes there. Well, the start stop button is underneath it, so when you get in the car when it's dark, most of the time you end up hitting that. The other thing that I wasn't too happy about that could have some improvement was the mirror here. Most mirrors nowadays are digital. You can buy one on Amazon for next to nothing and transvert it into a dash cam. So to have a standard mirror is nice for an older truck, but this being the Pro-4X, you would think it would have some sort of digital mirror. Again, not the end of the world, but it would be nice. The next thing that I wasn't too big of a fan of is the reverse camera is absolutely abysmal here. So you can see that we are in reverse, and that is the reverse camera. Granted, there's some water on there, but to give you an idea, you're not seeing very much out of that. And that's pretty accurate. The camera is picking up pretty well how bad it really is. That's nothing to call home about at all. So going to the bed here, underneath this is pretty flimsy, to be honest with you. And there's not much reinforcement going on under there. So let me get into the bed for you. And if you push down, it's pretty squishy. I wouldn't feel very comfortable about putting large loads onto this, which is fine, but it's not something that I see the structural rigidity of the truck, taking a liking to over time. But the bed liner is very nice. Just to give you guys an idea, that is the underside of the bed. It is very thin, and there is the frame of the vehicle. So there's not much in between that and your gas tank. And the spare tire is over here as well. So pretty flimsy area. Moving to the back of the vehicle, I want to show that this seat here folds up and allows this nice little storage compartment here for you to put straps or anything of that case there. It also has a pullback to go down. I understand this is where they put the the roadside equipment, but ultimately by folding this down, you're really only saving 3 inches of space. As much as that's a big deal sometimes, if you know what I'm saying, in the car world, that's just enough to get by if you're trying to squeeze a large item in. And the doors themselves are not large cavities in the first place, so you won't be putting too much in here. I even had trouble fitting a fishing rod, but a 5-6 fishing rod fit from the front seat up to the headliner here in the back. Otherwise the interior is pretty nice. The cloth seating, I thought I wasn't gonna like it, but honestly I wasn't too angry with it on these warmer Florida days. I have been a big fan of the wheel design and the overall stance of this vehicle. Looking at it during the daytime, I have been really impressed with the fit and finish. It seems like they really tried to capture the small truck spirit and still making it look very modern at the same time. The interior is pretty nice too. The floor and the carpets are all matched, as well as all the interior panels and stitching is orange. We have our normal handles here and here, which is very nice to see. The visors are also well engineered with a side corner there, which has been very nice with the sun in the corner of my windshield. The viewing angle also in this vehicle for most new vehicles is quite pleasant. I have zero complaints about that. I was a big fan of some of the features that this model offered, such as the locking differential, the traction control, and the cargo lamp, as well as all these auxiliary switch inserts, which can be used for other things at any time. It's very nice to have that, as well as it was cool to see that there was sand and other modes for different climates, instead of just an average 4x4. But simple is always better. But they did a very good job with this knob here. It is easy to use and almost seamless when being used. So zero complaints on that. Overall, the drivetrain is quite pleasant. The transmission does search for gears quite a lot, but the engine has more than enough torque and power to keep it boogieing. And I feel like with a better transmission and a updated model, I think this truck could really shine, especially in its current competitor market. As someone who enjoys these types of vehicles, I wasn't angry with it, but there was a lot of shortcomings that would make me rethink the price tag and go with something that I know, such as a Toyota Tacoma or a 4Runner of the same caliber. Overall, the short time I have been using this vehicle, it has been a positive experience. I just wanted to share my experience with you guys, just in case somebody stumbled across this and was wondering if there was any real world experience of someone using the vehicle over a short period of time. I just wanted to add this to the video. This is the previous generation Frontier next to the new generation Frontier, and I will say the older generation seems a lot more utilitarian comparatively to the new model, but they definitely kept the same styling and the same essence of what the truck used to be. Personally, I prefer old body styles, and this looks amazing, especially on the larger tires here. The bed is approximately the same size. This one has the bed extender. I'm guessing this here was not optioned with it, but the rear end has kept a similar look and feel, which is really cool.